Welcome back, my friends. This is Melanie with melaniesmithstamps, and today we are playing with ink sprays and making backgrounds. And we're even add in a little bit of gesso play. We are going to be using Bibi's collection, Musical Notes. This is a gorgeous collection for any music enthusiast, no matter what genre of music. And we're going to be using a couple of these sets here in our projects today. And then I can show you another card that I've created at the end, which is a 5x7 card. So this here is the mini guitar. Now there are two sized guitars, and Bibi Cameron is always known for her larger size cards as well. So we have the mini guitar here and a floral set. Now this gorgeous, gorgeous floral set makes these two flowers here, as well as a leaf right here as well, which become beautiful florals on your cards. So we'll be adding these little pinks here today to one card, and then I have a purple collection of the same flowers in for our other card. So that is mini guitar. This one is mini musical instruments, and it has a keyboard, piano, and it has all your brass instruments and your violin, your microphone. Really, really cute set. This is the large, extra large guitar, and I'm going to show you in my sample at the end of the video a little nod to a different look that I made with this one. It fits a 5x7 card perfectly, and I'll show you that towards the end. This is Musical Notes and Stave Pop-Up. I think that's how you say that. But this is really neat. It has this mechanism in it here, which allows you to create this fun interactive area in the inside of your cards that you could hook all of the notes to, but you could also hook the flowers in here or with any of your cards. Think of like a beach theme card and have your ball and your, all your beach, your bucket and your, shovel and all those little things all coming through here after you have a cute beach scene on the front of your card. Or Christmas, you could have, the bells and little Christmas tree or ornaments or anything like that coming through your card with, your actual Christmas card on the front. I mean, that would be so neat to interact with this inside your card, and super easy, super easy. So if you want to see an example of that, Justine Dvorak, my best friend on YouTube, has an example of putting this together in her video. We're not going to be doing that today in this video, but I wanted to recommend that, and I'll put her link down in the description below. So we are going to be using these dies here today though, and this is again Musical Notes. If you need a sentiment set that touches all of the family bases, this one might be for you, even if you're not a music lover. So this is called Family Musical Mix Greetings, and it has all of the names of the people in your family. There's granddaughter, grandma, sister, brother, son, niece, grandpa, husband, grandson, dad, daughter, mom, wife, nephew. Then it has some sub-sentiments that says, "You rock. This note is for you. Getting better with every riff. To my beautiful, happy birthday. A little happy note to say thank you. You are simply the best and for a very special." So even these ones down here have nothing to do with the actual music. You have some that do, but then you have these down here that don't. So this set is perfect for everyone across the board. And then last but not least, we have Musical Notes. And this is a 3D embossing folder, and it fits right in. So I'm just going to stop with this part now, and let's get into the making. Okay, I have two pieces of Strathmore watercolor paper here in front of me. And we are going to create two different backgrounds. The first background, I am going to add a little Dina Wakley Media's white gesso. One is going to be created with 3 distress spray stains. I have Lost Shadow, Pumice Stone, and Milled Lavender for this card. And then for this one, we are going to add Dina Wakley's Media White Gesso to the surface first and try to make it textured. And then we are going to add Antique Linen, Rusty Hinge, and Vintage Photo, the same spray stains. I think I want to do that the opposite way. I think I want this one dark and this one light. So we have Antique Linen, Rusty Hinge, Vintage Photo here, and Lost Shadow, Pumice Stone, and Milled Lavender here. Now these two color combinations, have no idea what they're going to look like. Never used them before in my life. So I just went over to my inks and picked some. I kind of wanted a purplish vibe over here, and I kind of wanted a pink and brown vibe over here. And I've got some items here for our pinkish card, and then I've got some items here for our purple card. So I have no idea what these are going to look like in the end. We are just crafting life together. They might be two hot messes. I can't promise anything. So if nothing else, I will share my really pretty card at the end of the video. But for now, let's just play. So I'm going to protect my actual dies over on the side here and cover them so I do not get ink on them. And we will start with the lighter one and go ahead and prep this one with the gesso. So I think that would probably be the best bet so that it can be drying while we work on the other one. So I'm just going to take a little of this and put it down here. And then I'm going to use a larger spatula here, or blending tool. And I'm just going to put some on here and just give this a little texture. I don't want it to be like flat. I want some like you know, like texture on a wall or something. So it just adds interest. I'm just playing around to see what looks I get. I have never done this before. I actually took a video by Tiffany Solario recently, and she showed this technique. It was the first time I had seen it, and I thought I didn't get to actually try it in the class because I was working on other projects. So I thought on this I would just give it a try and we'd see what we came up with, and I'd be able to show you guys at the same time. So thank you, Tiffany. And I will leave a link down below for her classes. They are really good and really affordable. So if you want to get some watch some paid classes, they would be a cool place to start. Okay, I kind of like that. It is textured now. I think you can see that, but not too thick. That way we just have like a little bumpy background. Okay, just gonna sit that off to the side. Let me wipe that edge so it's smooth when it finishes. And I'll clean my surface and be right back. Now I'm going to take a little mister bottle and I'm going to spray the front. Now this is the new piece of paper. We're going to let the other one dry. So I'm just going to, the front and back of the paper. And we're going to start with the lightest color. And we're just going to put some random spritzes on there. And then we'll take the next one. Oh, it's pretty orangey. Put those on there. And this one's going to be much darker. So I think I'm going to take this one out of the nozzle and tap this one. Those are really wicking because it's a watercolor paper. So let's see. I'm gonna add a little more water to this. And let's kind of move it around and let it do its stuff. Look at that, isn't that cool? Really, really cool. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and dry that. When that water pools up towards the end, to the bottom like that, I just kind of tip it over and let it drain off. And it usually will behave and not leave a really dark mark there on your edge. Top tip for you. Alright, that's almost dry, so we'll leave it there. Now I'm going to go in with a little more of the antique linen. This is the lightest color. And I'm going to try to get little spritz instead of like big. There we go. If you just press the nozzle just a little bit, you can kind of control it a little more. So I'm just going to see how that looks. Just experimenting here. And we'll try that with the orangish one, which is Rusty Hinge. And that really does look like rust, doesn't it? See if this one, oh. Put a little bit down here. Maybe right there. That looks good. Let's kind of get a corner. Okay, and then we'll put a few more of these dots on here. Maybe. This you can kind of pick and choose where you want it by using the nozzle and then let it spread out on its own and add water when you want it to spread out a little more. So it'll blend a little bit more. I'm going to put a little more of this in this top corner, the lightest color. I think I want a little bit more of this up there too. I'm going to test this. Do a little. I'm going to hold this back pretty far and see. There we go. I held it back pretty far and did a little half spritz. Okay, I'm trying to do another one here. Okay, there we go. And now we'll spray it again. If you ever get it too dark like that and you're not crazy about it, just play with it a little bit like that with some water, and look at that. Look at that. It just blends all together. Now, I need to start thinking of what I'm putting on here because this is a lot darker than I originally thought. I think I was putting pinks on this. I was thinking this is going to be lighter, so let me get a paper towel. Okay, so let's see what happens when we lay a paper towel on here. See how much it actually pulls up. Okay, now remember, I'm playing. I'm just playing. So now that is lighter. I'm going to look at my die cuts here. Try to get a feel for what they're going to look like. I didn't realize it was going to turn out as orange as it did. And I'm wondering if I should add some sort of little pink tone to it, pink and orange. So that it brings, because it does have that orange in my flower right there. But if I added just a tinge of pink, I'm gonna go get a pink and we're gonna see what happens. Okay. I have gotten Tattered Rose Distress Oxide, and we don't have any oxides on here, so we thought this might do a different look. So I'm mixing it up. No idea if this is gonna help or hurt. You guys might be screaming, no, no! You don't know unless you try, right? Okay, I'm gonna see how it sprays and how it actually, let me just see here. Just using it as a splatter. Maybe that will help bring out the pinks. For my friend Faye that was asking me the other day about splattering, this is my favorite way to splatter, is with sprays. I'd forgotten to mention that to her, but I know she watches my videos. So using sprays, either Distress Oxide or regular distress spray stains, I love being able to take them out of the nozzle and then do this. And then the white one I had mentioned to her was, this one is my favorite white, and it's Dina Wakley's Media Gloss Spray. And we could actually add a little of that, but I'm not sure. I think I just like the pink, to be honest with you. It's starting to react to it here, but now if I add something like this on it, it might look a little better, is what I'm thinking. So I'm also going to add some water. I feel like when I used the paper towel, I kind of lost some of the vibrancy. So I'm thinking I might want to add some more of the colors, but let's just add them this way and see if we can just get some shine back here. This is the lightest one. This will just get some of that shine back, I think. Not that it's a shine, you know, but I think this will just give some extra interest too, without going darker, because that's the lightest color. Okay, so that is our first experiment. I'm just going to dry this real quick here. I'm glad we added those little pink speckles. It's, rather than being white, you know, adding a white and then being harsh, they're kind of reserved and a little more subtle. Okay, I'm gonna go clean this up and be right back. Here is our finished panel, and I was quite surprised by our back of the panel. Isn't that crazy? It was all colored too. I turned it over to dry from the back, and I was pleasantly surprised with that as well. So as we're creating with this, we could have options. So I'll put that aside. So now we're going to do background on the one we have the gesso on, and we're going to be using our Lost Shadow, our milled lavender, and our Puma Stone. So I will start with, let me see which is lighter. Is the Lost Shadow lighter, or is the milled lavender? They're about the same, so I don't think it really matters. I'll start with the Lost Shadow since it's a neutral. kind of got a purpley tone in it itself. So we'll start with that. And I did not get this wet before, so that is something I did differently as well. I didn't mean not to, but I didn't. So just so we know. Those two are pretty together. Let's see how dark this one is. Oh, that's actually like a greenish. Ooh. I was not expecting that. Might not want to mix this one like the others. I was thinking this was going to be like a neutral. Okay. So let me go ahead and dry this in place so it doesn't mix. Purple and green will probably make mud, I'm thinking. But if we get it dry and it doesn't move, we should be okay. Now remember, the colors on this one are here. So far, so good. When my daughter was in high school, she went to a creative high school. So it was kind of like the old FAME, where you had, you know, a music major, and it was called Center for Creative Arts. And so she had musical themed, you know, classes, and along with her major studies. And I believe it really formed her total future. She's now just started going back to school again. She currently has a master's in nursing education, and she's going back for her doctorate degree. So she just started a couple weeks ago, and I'm pretty proud of her. Okay, I'm going to show this up close and show you. Look at the texture we're getting right through there because of the texture paste. The white gesso. Isn't that cool? That is really, really neat. Okay, so I'm going to stick with more of the purple and the lost shadow here and see where we get. I'll do some more solids so we can get more coverage. Let's see. And then, well, you know what? We're going to end up with mud. We're going to end up with mud because this is going to reactivate the green. I'm already seeing it. So let's just see. We're going to end up with crazy town mud. So what I'm going to do is have this blend. This is why you can fix your mistakes and sometimes come up with cool accidents. Look at that. That is actually really cool. Isn't that cool? I really like that, actually. I actually do really like that. So it didn't get wet down here. Let me see if I have a paintbrush anywhere. I might just kind of leave this alone. Let me see. This is kind of this color. This is a water brush, by the way. I can put this color up here and let it run. There we go. And let it run the same as the first did. Just getting it really wet so it'll run. So it gets this area right here wet. almost looks like concrete. That is super, super cool. So I'm going to do one other thing here. Let's get this color, this darker color out of the brush. And I'm going to take some of the lighter purple and do the same thing in the middle. Just give it some extra oomph. And let it run. I need some water here to help it. Come on, there you go. If all fails, add water. And let it do its work. Added too much water, now I don't have purple on the top. You gotta find the happy medium, right? Am I gonna mess it up? Going the other way? Maybe not. Okay, let's put this down and give it a dry, I think. I'm gonna see if I can just add, I'm off camera here a little bit, but I don't want to put this in the puddle. I'm just gonna see if I can add a little purple there. Kind of can tell that it's painted. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, so by adding that, just like right along there, I just added it along the edge, and that gives us some more purple over there. See, it's just experimenting. This is so fun, just experimenting and seeing where this takes us. And having that texture is really cool. It's like a cement, it looks like a cement wall. This would be great for a cement background. So I think I'm gonna leave it like that. Let me see here. What are we gonna have on this? I need to wash my hands. Oh, the purple I think will look good on there. And we will have a, possibly, I'm not sure we're going to use this or not, but we have the piano and we have the gold instruments. So we'll see. You know, it always could turn into a floral card too. Who knows? But we'll see. All right, I'm going to dry this and clean up and be right back. And the other panel is still drying. This may or may not finish before the end of this video. I tried to dry it for quite a while, but I think that's just reheating the actual gesso. And so it's not, it's not completely drying. So this may have to sit overnight. So we'll just see how it is when we're done with our card. But I think I have decided that I want to use the back side because I love this bright area right here for my sentiment. I think this area would be really a prominent area for a sentiment. And on here, if I stamp a sentiment, it might get lost. And because these are not a die sentiment, these are stamps, I think I need to go with the other one. So I'm going to make that executive decision, and we're going to go ahead and adhere this to our card base. And I'm going to use double stick adhesive because this is a little warped, as you can see. And we will put that on our inky side here. This is my tried and true trick for getting anything to lay flat, especially 3D embossing folders. They tend to warp a little bit, but if you just take double stick adhesive and you lay it down on the back of your card and then trim carefully. This is not probably going to be close enough the first time, but I'm going to go ahead and get it off the roll. And go ahead and trim here. And you want to trim at an angle so it gets under the edge if you can. It's sticky. So you get under the edge without actually cutting your paper. These big shears by Spellbinders are really good for this. Okay, it's that side. And then I will just see, yeah, this needs a little bit of trimming down here. Better, easier to do it now than later. So I will just make sure that's trimmed up just a little bit. You can always roll the tape back on itself too. It's just a little hair. So now we will go ahead and pull this. I'm just gonna burnish it a little bit. And we will release this off the backing. All right. And we will place it. Look in here, there's a little area there that doesn't have glue. So I'm gonna go ahead and just add some glue to that area. A little bit down here too. It won't really matter that much, but I'll just add it for safekeeping. One thing I like about my cards is that they make sure they stay together. So I could put this in my Misty. If it's probably better to put it in your Misty, or actually let me grab anything with a right corner. I will use this. Put it in a right corner because this does not unstick once you stick it. So put it in the corner, put it up against the side, make sure it's all the way to the top and down. Then you have it to the top corner of your card. Perfecto. Okay. So now we have our card base. Pretty. And then I thought we would put our music notes down here. Now I have no idea what music notes are what. So my music is not going to be a song, or probably not even the right places. So we're just going to wing this, people. So please don't write back and say that would be an awful song. Because I have no clue. Okay, I've got that on there, and I'm going to put this at an angle because I also want to put flowers on here. And I'm going to move this in because I think that first, I'm not sure if it's called a staff. I'm not sure. But the first note that starts the row, I believe, goes right here. So I just want to make sure that that's in camera or on the card. I'm not sure if it goes here or it goes here, but mine, for visual aspects, is going right there. So then we will get our notes, and I did them in gold foil card. I think this is the treasured cardstock, and it is the not the shiny, but the next one. Matte, the matte. So here are all, aren't these cute? It looks really good on this background. Really good. Okay, so these are our notes. We're probably not going to use them all, but we can just go ahead and choose some places for them to live along here and see what looks good. I think that would be good. So I'll just go ahead and glue these on flat. All right, so we'll just leave these guys to dry, and we'll bring in our scissors to cut the back here. All right, So here is our music notes down on our paper. And then we can rearrange our flowers. So I thought we could put these in a set of 3. So I thought this corner down here would be a really good area to put some flowers. And then we could put a little bunch here. We're going to have our sentiment there. So we might just do the 2 because of that. Let's see. I'm thinking this bunch though needs to be a little bigger down here, just to round out this corner. And we'll have some leaves also. Then we could pop one up there in the center and maybe 2 trailing, or we could even loosen this one and make it trailing off the bunch. Just to give that corner a little love. Gotta give our corner a little love. Then we'll have our other piece up here. And we could probably do 2 leaves there. And 1 up here. And then we'll pop that white one up too, like that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and glue those and we'll be back for the sentiment. All right, so there are all our flowers. Now we just need to add our sentiment and we will be done. Just wanted to bluff those flowers a little bit. So to my beautiful daughter. Oops. Now make sure that's flat now. And straight. In there. Okay, that's picked up. Let's test it. Oh, take this out so it sticks. I have a sticky mat in here so my papers don't move. That way you don't have to use your magnet. Just makes for a lot easier. Looks like I might have a little hair there on my stamp. Still got a pretty good stamping. Okay, and it looks straight. So I'm going to wash off my stamp again. Just a little bit. This just roughs it up a little bit too. And I'll go ahead and put my card in. And let's just see how my placing is now. All right, here we go, my friends. Here we go. Moment of truth. Pat, pat, pat. All right. Pray, pray, pray. Lots of little prayers. You got this. You got this. To my beautiful daughter. There is our finished card. I think I like it. Okay, now let's see this background. How did it do? Oh, it's still wet. Yep, it's still wet. So this it has to dry a little longer. You can see it. So thank you for being here with me, my friends. I love it when we get to craft together, especially when I'm crafting and I've never done it before. Because you can see the real thing. And you know, I never want to not be real. Let's craft again really soon. I hope to see you soon. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.